Amazon is far the biggest marketplace in the world right now, and it's the one that doesn't stop. It's developing all the time. It's launching new programs, new markets, new geographies all the time, and we have this internal joke with the team that it gives us loads of fun, and we don't need really any other marketplaces. But seriously, first of all, is the biggest one.
Hello everyone, my name is Tomasz and here we are in Startup Stories where we talk about startups and what made them work. Today my special guest is Tomasz Jankowski, founder of Go2Market startup which help people implementing, developing and scaling sales on Amazon. Hello Tomasz, how are you today?
I'm okay, thank you. I'm very well, thank you. And how are you?
Hello, one more time. Thank you for being here and for being our guest. So, I think that we can start with the first question. What does a go to market startup do?
Right. Go to market. We are a full service Amazon agency, which basically means that we provide services for businesses who operate or want to operate on Amazon marketplaces worldwide, and we try to make those businesses successful on Amazon.
Okay, and why did you choose Amazon and not any other selling platform?
Well, that's a question I've been asking myself a number of times, but the answer really is quite simple. Amazon is far the biggest marketplace in the world right now, and it's the one that doesn't stop. It's developing all the time. It's launching new programs, new markets, new geographies all the time, and we have this internal joke with the team that it gives us loads of fun, and we don't need really any other marketplaces. But seriously, first of all, is the biggest one, and what comes next is that is most complex, and I think its complexity is due to the nature how it was founded and how it was developing. We're thinking about marketplaces usually in Poland, at least through Allegro, or in larger scope through eBay. And those marketplaces were originally an auction marketplaces, and they're developing, slightly different to Amazon. Amazon was always concentrated in e-commerce. So apart from being a marketplace, it always has its own e-commerce, its own brands, its own sales, which actually accounts for about half of what Amazon does in terms of revenue. And it always has its logistics, behind the marketplace itself, which distinguishes Amazon from any other marketplaces. So I think the complexity of Amazon is far greater than any other marketplace in the world. And part of this obviously is great for us because this complexity it's probably one of the factors that makes some of the businesses worrying how we're going to cope, how we're going to handle Amazon, and they're coming on to us saying, can you help us out with Amazon? That's actually what we do. Yeah, we concentrate on Amazon because because it's complexity, because it's presence, and we try to help customers to make the most out of Amazon. And really, any business that is thinking of e-commerce and omni-channel strategy in e-commerce have to think marketplaces, and if they think marketplaces, they have to think Amazon because it's strength. And last but not least, I think to a certain extent, we as a team share the values with Amazon in terms of the customer services that we're trying to deliver to our customers, and focusing on the product, on the experience that we provide our customers. So we concentrate on Amazon. There are attempts by our customers trying to push us towards other marketplaces, but we are quite reluctant. We're going to stick to Amazon and concentrate on Amazon. not any other marketplace.
Okay, and do you help clients who want to launch their product on Amazon only in Poland, or you work global?
No, we work globally. Actually, we started over 5 years ago, where Amazon didn't exist in Poland, apart from the warehouses. So we're building really the agency based on those old marketplaces such as Germany, France, States, Canada. The Poland's only the Polish marketplace was only launched last year, and it's still, I would say, 1% or 2% of what the German Amazon does in terms of revenue. So customers are aware of this, and they usually, go. If they start on Amazon, they'll go to Germany first of all, UK, France, and Poland's only, a small part of it so far.
Okay, I see. And who can use your services? Who is your target client?
Well, first of all, it's businesses. We only deal on in a B2B on a B2B basis. We cater and we serve to the customers who are 1P and 3P sellers. The difference is that 1P seller is a vendor program where you deal with Amazon on a B2B basis, and a 3P seller are those sellers who compete against each other on the marketplace as the businesses. So we cater for both, for vendors and for sellers. We have small and medium to large businesses. Mainly, we try to concentrate on the brand owners, simply because Amazon gives a bit more flexibility and more tools to build brands and do marketing for brand owners than they do for distributors. But we have both. Yeah, we have brand owners and distributors. In terms of geographies, majority of our customers obviously are based in Poland, but we also have customers from Germany, UK, and USA or Canada. And I think it's the beauty of Amazon and the fact that it operates globally, because we can provide the services globally as well. And for those businesses based in Europe, we're looking after the European business, whereas for those based in US, we still look after the European business, but the customers are based in the US, and that's the beauty of being agency that is looking after Amazon. So yeah, so quite wide spectrum.
Yes, quite a big spectrum. And what are you do for your clients? How the process of funding clients to the ending service look like?
Okay. Well, first of all, it's a market research, and that's one of the steps that we make particular attention to. We pay particular attention to, because that's when we basically decide whether this certain business, the certain customer, and the products have the business potential. If the potential is there, the market is there, that's where we say yes, okay, we go ahead and move to the next step. If the business or the product is not promising, or it's too niche, let's say we'll say that straight to the customers, and we'll probably say that's a no-go at the moment. So once we agree that the market is there for the product, we move to the agreement. So we negotiate, we sign an agreement between our business and our customers. Then we do the compliance bit and operation. So we make sure that our customers are correctly registered to VAT, that they have registration to waste management systems in different countries, that they have logistic providers that are reliable, and they can merge to the internal system. We do an audit of the in-house systems to make sure that they can be linked to Amazon, and that it's going to be a smooth transition of data from Amazon through various systems. So once we have this compliance set up, done, we set up an Amazon account, or if it's an existing customer, we do an audit and optimization of the account. And then we move on to the creative part. So we are creating a content both textual content and graphical content. So anything from the names, bullet points, product descriptions, through images of the product, infographics, and couple of particular to Amazon marketing tools, graphical marketing tools such as storefronts or brand story or MA plus content pages. So basically, we create the whole content for the products based on the analysis of the product category, the benchmark products, the information from the customers, and the strategy that we create for certain products. So once the content is down and uploaded and validated, it moves to the operational management of the account. So that's where the fun starts, and basically it's everything on an operational and daily basis. It's all the processes of running accounts, answering the customer questions, adding new products, contacting Amazon, making sure that the stocks are available, trying to be, staying compliant with Amazon requirements, and the growth generation, which is probably the most important part of doing business on Amazon. So working on PPC management, the product expansion, market expansion, and new programs participation. So basically everything to do with operational running of the account.
Okay, so your service is very complex. It's very needed for, I think, the people who want to start selling on the Amazon, because you do a quite good at big part of the job. And what are the advantages of your solution? Because I suppose that is time saving. It's easy for clients to start launching product properly, to focus on the target group. But what are the other advantages of your solution that can be convincing and that be great opportunity for the people who choose your startup?
It's exactly as you said, Agata. Probably the most important fact is that we are one-stop shop for our customers. Yeah. So if the customer comes into us and say, I have this product, I already launched this product on Amazon, we're trying to take as much as possible off his shoulders and trying to manage ourselves internally. So as I said, we do anything from product compliance to PPC management. So really, the customer can focus on manufacturing or sourcing products, on logistics, and they can leave the rest of Amazon related stuff to us. And because it's so, let's say, the scope is so complex, there's always a number of people involved in the process from our side. So we'll have one point of contact, but usually there's between 3 and 7 people working on one account, which means that we have someone who's specializing in infographics, and someone else who's only looking after the product compliance, and someone else who's answering our customers' queries 7 days a week. So I think this idea of one-stop shop is one of the main advantages of our solution. The other thing is that our business model is really closely related to our customers' goals. So we work on a success fee basis mainly. Over 70% of our revenue is based on success fee, which means that we share the business goals of our customers. And if the time comes that the Amazon business is growing and it needs to be really, let's say, require a lot of more resources than it did at the beginning, or is scaling really quickly. And that's actually what we experienced when the pandemic was on and everything was scaling and booming. We can provide basically the resources to our customers, so they don't have to worry, what happens if we double, or what happens if we triple our turnover. We can handle it for them. So it's really delivering a peace of mind.
You said that something around 6 or 7 people work under one project for a client. Yeah. So how many workers are you in your startup right now?
We have nearly 30 people on board at the moment. Obviously, those people work on different accounts. Yeah. So one person can look after 5 different, let's say, a certain issue on 5 different accounts. But yeah, we have about 30 people, and the plan to nearly double the headcount next year.
Okay, and how long your startup work?
We have been around for 5 years now. So we
Okay.
hardly can be called a startup, but yes.
Okay, so yeah, I have a question because the pandemic was nearly 3 years ago, and a lot of people, we cannot go home, so we have to do shopping online. So is the pandemic period was for your company a big like a big revolution? Is that help your company grow because people wanted have must do shopping online, and how the pandemic, how the not coming from home, not going to work, doing shopping online, how this influence your company?
Yeah, there was actually a mixture of both, really. It was a huge demand from end users or end customers who were sitting at home, who were locked out and had to do shopping online, and there was huge demand from the businesses as well, who were saying, okay, the pandemic is on, and we cannot supply to our offline stores, or we cannot operate our offline stores, so we want to start the e-commerce straight away, and Amazon being part of it. So it was really an interesting time because there was huge demands on Amazon and huge demands for the services that we provide. So yeah, it was a revolution from us. We were growing quickly and we were taking in new customers, and there were some interesting product groups that we were dealing with back then. So yeah, it gave us a huge boost. But the decision back then was, I made the decision back then that we're not gonna scale up like crazy, but it was possible. But obviously at the cost of the quality. We spent this time working hard on the customer, the customers we had, and we're building, really spend this time to building for the future and for the years to come, not then and then.
Okay, I see. I understand that the quality is the most important, and I think that really important that you choose quality than the a big scaling up, because it shows your goals and that you take care of your client. And I have a question because on your website you write down the services you do for your clients, and you have like a verification of possibilities, preparation, implementation, and service. And if there is a client, so he or she have to choose the whole package, or you can choose the one sector and split the service under the one little services, and you have to buy like a whole package of that.
Okay. We try to basically do the whole package, simply because if we have to take responsibility for the account and for the results, want to make sure that we have that we control everything, every aspect of Amazon business, and only then we can be held accountable for the results. So we're trying to do the whole package and manage the whole account, and that's probably 95% of our business is managing the whole account. From time to time, it happens that the customers will only manage a bit or a certain part, certain service of Amazon business, but that usually is the case when customer is not convinced or is not, let's say, okay with giving away his business to someone else, and where we say, let's start with content creation, or let's start with PPC management. We see how it goes, and if everything's okay, we're going to expand the cooperation. And it's really only then that we agree to manage on a certain part of the business. But actually, one of our biggest customers at the moment from the UK, that was the story actually that happened with him. So we started with 5 products out of portfolio of 1,000 products, and we're only allowed to do campaigns for those 5 products. And the following month it was 10 products, and the next month was like 20. And that was a year ago, and now we manage the whole account. We expand to new marketplaces, and we actually doubled what we did last year. So you can choose the certain services, but it's really from our side if it leads to something else in the future. Yeah, it's a way to prove ourselves, to prove the quality, and prove that we are let's say good enough to manage the whole package, the whole lot.
Okay, and you also do a service for manufacturer and distributor. And is there any difference between two kind of your clients and how the service should look like for them?
Yes, the manufacturers are usually the brand owners at the same time. So they manufacture products, they do it under their own brand, and that's how it's sold on Amazon. And really, Amazon is the place for the brands, and it provides a number of different services and programs and tools to promote the brands and help them grow on Amazon. So really, with the brand owners and the manufacturers, we are always working on long-term strategy. So how to set up the products, what should we communicate, what are the USPs. We're planning ahead the campaigns going like 12 months ahead, and we're looking at revenue and ROIs like 12 months ahead. So it's really a long-term strategy, lots of work in terms of content, but usually the customers will have it in mind that you have to put a lot of effort and a lot of resources to into the brand, into the communication, into the promotion for the brand to be successful. And it's really long-term planning and long-term thinking. Whereas for distributors, it's usually the case of large volumes, low margins. So we're going to be distributor of certain product or certain brands, and it's usually one of many distributors. So it's really concentrating on really let's say dynamic price management, keeping up with the stocks, making sure that the account is running smoothly and we don't have any issues with Amazon. But it's really quickly, large volume of orders, large volume of products, low margins, and that's how usually the distributors make their money. So it's short term, let's say, thinking, really dynamic environment, where it's the manufacturers is really long term and building the brand presence on Amazon. So it's totally two different approaches to how can how those two businesses operate on Amazon.
Okay, and what about the approach to people who want to start selling product and who already selling the product? Is the steps for launching the product is also different, or in this case the situation is similar?
So really, if the only difference is the beginning part. If the customer comes into us and they're already selling, and for some reason let's say they stop at a certain level and they want to push forward, we have to analyze the market, the accounts, and trying to figure out what are the obstacles to push these sales forward. Whereas if the customer comes in with a totally new product and doesn't sell on Amazon so far, we start at the very beginning. So trying to understand, is there a market for the product? At what price points? What USPs do we have to bring on board to be able to sell the products? Is it feasible? Is the product compliant? Do we have all the certificates that are required? How are we going to sell it? In terms of logistics, are we going to sell it in our warehouses? Or are we going to ship it to Amazon? So there's lots of preparational work and planning involved at the very stage. But at the point where those two start selling, the business will already operating on Amazon, and the new business which comes into us with just an idea of the product, really at some point they start to operate in the same way. So once we come to the operational side, they work exactly the same. It's really a question of the planning and preparation, which is required in both places.
Is your competition is big? Because Amazon, like you mentioned before, is one of the biggest e-commerce platform where people buy a lot of things all the time. And is the need and the competition on the market is demand and it's big, or it's rather a small market, small place of company who help people launching their product or just put an offer of the product on the Amazon? How your competition market look?
Okay. I'd say, generally speaking, it's quite big. In Poland, it's maybe still a niche because of how Amazon is perceived in Poland, and because it's only started last year. Really, the presence of Amazon is growing, and let's say the businesses are starting to noticing Amazon as part of the e-commerce, and it is growing in Poland. Whereas in those more mature markets like Germany, France, and the US in particular, Amazon is huge. It's number one e-commerce platform, and the demand there for the services is huge. In Poland, when we were starting, I think it was only 2 or 3 agencies who were doing similar services to ours. Obviously, there's loads now. Well, loads meaning like let's say 10, 15 of similar businesses in Poland. But most of them started last year when Amazon started operating in Poland and become a passport and quite popular to be part of Amazon. But worldwide, I would say it's a great market. It's a big market, and obviously the US being number one worldwide because the whole Amazon in the US, the worth of the whole European, let's say, Amazons altogether in terms of revenue is what Amazon.com in US does on its own. So obviously that's how the US market is far the biggest one. Yeah.
I see. And I always wondering how the people came up with the idea of the company, a special unique idea, unique firm and company like yours. So how did you came up with the idea? How the process of inventing the idea, the concept of that company starts?
Okay. To answer your questions, we have to probably move back about 20 years from now, and I'll have to share a bit of a story, of my personal story, how I got here. So I graduated from the university in Scotland, from Sheffield University. That's probably you can hear my sometimes strange accent. So I graduated from the Sheffield University, and that's where I started my professional career in Scotland. And now, obviously, that's where I touched the Amazon for the first time as a student. Then, in my professional life, where I was in marketing and e-commerce in the UK back then in 2005, 6, were already quite big. So that's where I started to, feeling and touching and trying to work out how the e-commerce works, and that's where I've started to operate with Amazon as well on a B2B basis. And I was absolutely fascinated how it works and what can you do and how big it is and what opportunities it can give to the businesses. So then after 10 years in Scotland, I moved back to Poland and I did my MBA with University of Warsaw. And part of my final dissertation was, let's say, proving the concept of feasibility of the concept of selling building materials online in Poland. And the outcome was that it's possible, that it's feasible, and it actually should be quite successful. So I've gathered a bunch of investors this idea, and we started this e-commerce business, selling basically building materials online. And we're basing on distributors or on different brands. Yeah, so we're only a distributor. And part of obviously Amazon being always somewhere in the back of my head, and at some point we became a seller on Amazon, then the vendor, and at some point we were managing over 500,000 SKUs in European marketplaces. So it was huge product base, and obviously to manage the prices, the availability of such a vast product range was quite problematic. So we started building bits and pieces of software to trying to help us with the product analysis, with the pricing, with the availability. And at some point it was actually, good enough or really good. And we thought, why don't we build a SaaS, taking all those small bits and pieces, build the whole system and build a SaaS around it and give it to other distributors to help them out with their Amazon business. So, we did that. And that was about 10 years ago. And when we went to the markets in Poland, started going to shows and started speaking to the customers or potential customers, they're really, let's say, satisfied of what we can show them and what we can do. But basically, the questions we're getting from them were quite basic and, in lines of, okay, that's great that you can do all these sophisticated calculations and analysis, but, how to start with Amazon, what should be the steps that we have to follow to start? How do you sell it? What Amazon fulfillment is, and it was basic. It was basics basically. Yeah. So at that point, I thought, okay, maybe it's too early in Poland for such sophisticated tools. So we sold this SaaS to a venture capital, and I started off the agency. And the idea was always to help Polish businesses to build their presence and their businesses in Western Europe using Amazon right from the beginning, and trying to take as much of their shoulders as possible and use our expertise and experience to build their businesses. So that's how it started 4 years ago. Just I was by my own at the very beginning, and as I said, we are now a team of 30, and we're doing quite well. So so that's the story.
It was a great story, really impressing, and congratulations that your dream, your idea came true and still developing and growing up. So, what are the plans for the future for Go2Market?
Yeah. Well, we don't stop basically in terms of how we're developing in Poland, and I believe we are, well, I'm sure we are one of the 3 best agencies in Poland at the moment. So we want to, let's say, secure our place in Poland and still develop in Poland as much as we can, and take on board new prospective customers and develop those who we are already working with. But we want to expand. First of all, we want to expand internationally. So that's the plan for next year. Part of the plan. And there's one thing that should help us with this expansion is the tool that we are building now. Can be a tool based on Amazon API, which will help in reporting of Amazon, let's say, operational sales. It's quite unique. It will have features that we are missing, like based on our experience so far. And we are using tons of different tools, and none of them gives us actually what we need. We have to still work and trying to figure out some of the things. So this software should answer all of our questions, but probably the questions and the issues that hundreds and thousands of different sellers are struggling worldwide. So we are in the process now. I don't want to give any more details at this stage, but we're probably going to be launching in the beginning of Q2 next year. And along with this launch of this IT tool, we're going to start our expansion as well. So Poland is still the focus and number 1, but we are looking at different markets and to become a software company as well.
So finger crossed that everything goes well and your expansion will be okay and fine, and everything goes well. And what is your management style?
Well, I would say it's really I'm focusing on the team basically, and I believe that like the biggest value of our business at the moment is the knowledge that we share, and it's a shared knowledge. It's not my what I know or any other team member knows. It's what we know as the business, as the team. And the one more factor which makes it, let's say, more difficult to run Go2Market is the fact that we all work remotely right from the beginning. So 5 years ago, I made the decision that okay, we're going to work remotely, and that's how we work, and that's how we're going to work in the future as well. So I focus on the team, and because we work remotely, the like management style that I have to implement and I believe in is really participative and democratic. So I try to involve all of the team members or as many team members as possible in the decision making process. I would seek feedback from them, and we basically have those set of values which are written down, and everybody will have to go through them when they start. But we let's really focusing of what we know, and we foster the knowledge that we have. Second of all, that we're trying to be as democratic as possible. So speak your mind, give a feedback, regardless, whether it's your superior or your colleague or it's to myself. The honest feedback is one of the core values, and the respect for everyone. So there's no stupid questions, or there's no stupid answers. Everybody will have to speak their mind, and on that way we can grow, and we can grow, let's say, smoothly without any conflicts, internal issues. And I think that's the only way you can do it, is to be, let's say, democratic and participative leadership.
I think that's great attitude and great management style. And you're running your company for 5 years now. And what was the biggest challenge, or what are the biggest challenges that you faced with?
I'd say the team, building the right team. That's the biggest challenge. It was the biggest challenge, and it is still the biggest challenge, and probably will be in the future. I think you can only go far if you go together as a team. You can run fast and you can get there quickly, but you're going to be on your own, and you're probably going to fail at the final meters towards your goal. But if you go together, you are much better, and you can reach the goal easily, like faster and better, and in better quality. So I think finding the right people is the key. I spend a lot of my time helping to in recruitment process, talking to the potential employees, the current employees, trying to work out the ways on how to build their knowledge, how to inspire them, what, let's say, skills and what skills do they need, and trying to match the trainings which they require to build their knowledge and their expertise. Obviously, we had some falls and pitfalls on the way. Some people, who were with us are no longer with us because of, let's say, different attitudes that we had, and really sharing the values is not just a slogan. It's something you have to do, and you have to make everyone aware that that's what we do. That's how we do it. We either stick to it, and you take it on board, and you think of those values as your own values, or basically it's not a place for yourself. So yeah, I think the biggest challenge so far, and the biggest challenge going forward, is finding the right people and developing them and foster them.
Okay, so I hope that your challenge change soon or disappear, and you find the solution for that. And I have the last question for you. And what is your advice for all people who listen to us and who want to start their adventure with running their own business? What is your advice for them?
I'd say probably go for it. You're never going to find out what you're missing if you don't try. So try, go for it, start up your business, but really be careful, especially when you allocate your resources. I'm talking money, time, people. Try to be really careful. Yeah? I think I'm not a fan of idea of going quickly and break things. I'm rather saying I'm thinking that the better way is to start, but to analyze and to be really careful at the beginning. Yeah? Because it's just not easy. It's great to aim high and set ambitious goals, but then you have to concentrate on building those small bricks and laying those small bricks and layers to get to the top. And you cannot do it with the right team around you. So yeah, so if you decide to start, you go ahead and you allocate your resources, like have the team in back of your head. Have the right people around you if you want to get to where you want to be.
It was great advice. Thank you for being here and being the guest of Startup Stories. Tomasz Jankowski, founder of Go2Market, is time for you if you want to add anything to our conversation. Is this time?
Okay, basically just what I said before. But if you're thinking about starting a startup, don't overthink it. Proceed with your plans. Don't miss the opportunity. And when you do start, commit to your goals and stick to it. Yeah, and move carefully with the right team of people to your goals. So good luck, Agatha. Thanks a lot for your time. I hope it helped the audience, and I'm hoping that. It will help those who are already in startup or those who are thinking about startup. It was great to be a guest. All the best to everyone.
Thank you very much one more time. I think that this conversation was inspiring, and for sure it helps someone to start their business, startup, or other any kind of company. So thank you very much, Tomasz Jankowski, founder of Go2Market Startup. Sorry. So thank you for being here. Bye bye.
Thanks a lot. Bye.